Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Happy March and almost happy spring. We can just feel it. You can smell it. It feels so good. Something great to look forward to. And speaking of that, a great day to look forward to. We've got some awesome music and a wonderful message for you today. I've got my Will Baxter socks on, so you know what that means. Well, maybe you don't, but we got Will Baxter and Mary Tebbs in the house today. Woo-woo! We're going to start off by singing some new music for the month of March. Fits within our theme of open possibilities. This is called All Is Welcome, including you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Let's sing together. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All are welcome in this place. Behold love's amazing grace. All are welcome. All are welcome. Bring your hopes, bring your dreams. Mercy flows and love redeems. All are welcome. All belong. All are welcome, all are welcome. Bring your hopes, bring your dreams. Mercy flows and love redeems. All are welcome, all belong. Welcome all who feel forgotten, excluded and dignity denied. You are not alone, for you are space. Behold love's amazing grace. All are welcome. All are welcome. Bring your hopes, bring your dreams. Mercy flows and love redeems. All are welcome. All belong. Welcome all who work for justice, bringing hope, charity, and peace.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Salt Lake City Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Rob Ekman, and I'm happy to be your service host today. We are a spiritual community where all are welcome to be part of this live and love streaming service. Our practitioner holding high watch today is Katie Hernandez. Throughout the service, Katie will be in prayer, knowing that the best and highest good is unfolding for us as we share this sacred time together. And our prayer practitioner on the platform today is Selena Baugh. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So from wherever you are, I invite you to recommit yourself to our center's spiritual purpose by saying our purpose statement with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journey of spiritual discovery. Thank you. For all of the latest info on what's happening with our center, you can visit our website at www.spirituallyfree.org. On our homepage, you can submit a prayer request, see what's coming up next Sunday, watch previous services, read the upcoming themes, and much more. This morning, we are blessed that Reverend Donald Graves is our speaker, joining us virtually from some southern sunny clime. And our special music today will be presented by our dear friends Mary Tebbs and Will Baxter. Yes. Next week, Randy Scott will return to the pulpit to speak to us. And for any more details of today's announcements or more, again, visit our website. So tomorrow, March 8th, 2021, marks the 50th anniversary of the creation of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. It was then known as First Church of Religious Science. So happy birthday to us. Now, we plan to honor this anniversary with a big party later this summer when we can all gather and celebrate. The party will be outdoors. There will be lots of fun and many surprises. If you'd like to volunteer to serve on the committee to help plan that celebration, you can send an email to office.assistant@spirituallyfree.org or come and see me. I am in charge. Now, every Sunday at 12:30 following the service, you can join a Zoom chat to check in with each other, share what's going on, and enjoy interacting while staying safely at home. This evening, a special Taizé service will take place, streaming online at 6 p.m. Tonight is titled Carry the Light Within. There will be prayer, chanting, meditation, candlelight, and ceremony. Taizé is a deeply spiritual experience which brings together people from all cultures and denominations. It is a sign of hope in a divided world, and it's brought new life to churches around the world. In these challenging times, Taizé can bring peace and equanimity to the world. Now, our center was founded on and is grounded in prayer. This helps us deal with whatever comes our way and creates a positive experience regardless of our situation. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer and are ready to pray for and with you. Just click on the link on our homepage or send us a link, and all of the practitioners will uplift you in prayer all week. If you'd like to connect personally, let the practitioners know, and one will give you a call so that you can be actively part of their prayer for you. Now, I invite you to please settle in and allow Selena's reading and the centering music to take you to that sacred place within, and Selena will lead us in prayer.
Good morning. Our reading this morning is adapted from the Science of Mind magazine daily guide for March 7th today. It's written by Eugene Holden. He's a practitioner. The title is Trust. In the Science of Mind text, Ernest Holmes reminds us that trust is essential for us to be happy, prosperous, and well. It is amazing to think that many of us have been miseducated to distrust life. We have been taught to fear what we don't understand. Obviously, this keeps us from practicing inclusion. How do we learn to trust? Practice. This is a huge endeavor because it causes us to set down, even for a moment, our defenses. We may believe our defenses keep us safe, But what happens when we find those same defenses block us from being included in the good the universe has in store for us? What happens is we experience fear, doubt, and worry. This comes from not trusting. Perhaps rather than asking ourselves, do you love yourself unconditionally? We would be better served to ask, do you trust yourself completely? So please take a moment to answer this honestly. Do you trust yourself completely? If your answer is yes, that is fantastic. However, if you answered no or have doubts, that is also fantastic, because you get to affirm the truth that you are the love of God. Make this part of your daily affirmations. We learn to trust the universe by learning to trust ourselves first. This trust spreads out to others, which in turn allows us to trust the universe. Trusting the universe naturally includes the all. This is inclusion in action, and it starts with self. So we just affirm, I trust myself. I trust in the universe. I trust that all is well.
I open my eyes. I open my mind. I open my life to love, to love. I open my heart. I open my soul. I open my arms to love, to love, to love, to love, to love, to
As I open my mind and my heart to that one power, that one presence that moves in and through all of life, I recognize it as all-inclusive, everywhere present, moving with divine right action, compassion, love, strength. And recognizing these qualities of the one, I know that myself and each and every piece of creation is part and parcel of that one. We are unique expressions of that one here to bring forth that strength, that love, that inclusivity, that compassion. That is our true nature. That is the wholeness of each of us. And when I rest in that knowing, I step forward in trust. I trust those around me. I trust the universe. I trust myself. With ease and grace, my life moves. I show up in love and compassion with those that I meet. I listen and I really hear. So I invite you this day to open your mind and heart, to listen to that trust within yourself, to develop it, so that we each recognize the truth of our beings and we step out in wholeness and love and peace, compassion, and we're welcoming to those and that which we don't understand. I'm grateful for this time together this morning. I'm grateful for the wonderful service that we will experience, all the great words and music. I'm grateful for those that can be here, whether it's in person or virtually, to share in this time of knowing together. So I just release this word. It's spoken, therefore it's done. As together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Selena. I invite you to sing with us again. This is a wonderful song by Sarah Groves. The feeling of freedom comes, at least in part, of noticing all our possible choices, all the possibilities in front of us. And this song certainly speaks to that. If we could view our purpose, our presence here, and think about it in terms of adding to the beauty that we see, that's a truly wonderful way to look at your life and to live your life. This is called Add to the Beauty. Sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We come with beautiful secrets. We come with purposes written on our hearts, written on our souls. We come to every new morning with
that a cool song? It's my pleasure to introduce our special music today, an outstanding duo, the amazing Will Baxter and Mary Tibbs.
I want to thank Rick for having us back. It's a pleasure to be here, and we're going to share a couple of songs about. We wrote a lot of songs through the, we call it our COVID catalog. So this is this is one of the songs from then, and it kind of tells the story of getting through a tough time, and we all need each other to do that.
All this sorrow, and try and make a sweet tomorrow. I'm just trying to find my way. And don't think of yesterday. I'm just trying to find my way. Let go. Don't think of yesterday. When the world's gone crazy, we've got to lean on each other. That's you. We're all one human race, so let's face it together. Sisters and brothers, love one another. Sisters and brothers, love one another and find your way. You help me find my way. Live, 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 and rise above it. Rise and try to love, love. Don't think of yesterday. Let go and try to find your way. Try to find your way and find your way and let go and find your way.
Thank you. Thank you. Mary Tibbs. Thank you. Thank you, Will and Mary. That was very beautiful. We're so happy whenever you all can join us. Thank you. It is my great honor to introduce our speaker to you. Dear friend of mine and certainly a legacy here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Salt Lake City. Reverend Donald Graves is loved and respected for the ways he challenges people to experience their personal magnificence. He loves life, his humor is infectious, his speaking and storytelling captivates, and his interactive facilitation compels all of those who are willing to be infinitely greater than they previously thought possible. He has published Outing Your Inner Mystic, Unleash Your Life Through Conscious Prayer, and is working on his next book called Graves Laws, a collection of his one-liners to help all of us keep our thinking straight. Reverend Donald and his wife Jan have retired to Arizona and are enjoying RVing across the U.S. Will you please join me in welcoming our beloved friend, Reverend Donald Graves.
Welcome to you and good morning. My name is Reverend Donald Graves, and I'm here to be with you today to share about this year, this month, and today's focus with Centers for Spiritual Living. This year, we're going to be focusing on timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. This month, opening to possibilities. And today, living in the question, which creates space for opening to possibilities, which creates the space for the timeless wisdom and the evolutionary vision. So in specific, the steps we will take as we cover, and what we will cover today is to suspend, surrender and open, to discover, and to accept. And this sequence of 4 with a 5th called repeat, where we go back up and suspend, surrender and open, discover and accept. This process will help us live in the question more fully. Our practice that we focus on and ask in these questions is visioning, which I interpret as the spiritual practice of opening to the greater yet to be. I have found no spiritual practice more effective than visioning to help me understand surrender, which is what's key to opening to the greater yet to be. Ernest Holmes wrote, "The divine mind is infinite. It contains all knowledge and wisdom, but before it can reveal its secrets, it must have an outlet. And this outlet we shall be compelled to supply to our own receptive mentality." So the whole name of the game here, people, is it's up to us what we do with this infinite power, this infinite intelligence. And everybody who has ever heard another message by Centers for Spiritual Living and any speaker within Centers for Spiritual Living, one of the things we talk about is the belief controls your experience. So if we want to change the experience, All we need to do is change the belief. Now, is it that simple and that straightforward? Well, yeah. Is it easy? Not always. So we will talk about some of the tools that assist us in this exercise today. And I want you to look at the top of this frame and see those question marks. We will be looking at what is a question, what do questions do, where do questions come from, and how do I know the answer is right? Well, that's going to be really, really key. But look at the question mark itself. It looks a lot like, and I was taught as a kid learning how to write, that a question mark was like a shepherd's hook. And that's how I think of questions. The shepherd's hook, as I pose the question, the hook goes out and snags the answer, and automatically this elastic band between the answer and our question just sort of brings the answer to us. The secret, though, is our interpretation before and after the question. You see, our beliefs will drive what we interpret to make into our question. Our beliefs will drive and help us interpret our experience of the answer and what the answer means to us. So the name of the game here is to understand how questions work. So my questions here, what is a question? What do questions do? Where do questions come from? How do I know the answer is right? Is part and parcel to the whole process. It's also important to understand that how questions work is that what they require nothing, absolutely nothing to bring the right answer except that they be asked. And if we ask the question, the answer will come. So what is a question? It's simply an inquiry. I'm going to inquiry my spirit self, my highest self, to get these ideas and get these answers in some sort of a cogent fashion. So what do questions do? They draw like an elastic band the answers to them. Where do they come from? The inside. Always the question comes from inside, and so do the answers. And it's important to recognize that these interpretations are answers to, the interpretations are the key. So how do I know the answer is right for me? Well, I inquire and I test, I trust, and I verify. I check in within and then test it in the world around me. And that's how I know if it's the right answer for me. Memories. This is the caveat I have to throw out there, because as I said, interpretation drives the question I will ask. Interpretation drives the answer I will hear and what I will interpret about that answer. So just like the body can feed us information that this room is incredibly warm, when in fact it's 72 degrees, that's not the reality, but our experience of it, if I'm having a hot flash or if I'm having a power surge, it may seem like the room is really warm when in fact it's what it is. My interpretation drives my experience of that room. So this caveat is the effect of our memories, which is a function of the decisions we've made about life, about ourselves, about other people, about a relationship with all of that. And the effect of the memories, they change our questions and they change our answers depending upon our memories. So we really need to be onto ourselves about this, and that can be a real challenge. Need to keep in mind, we only remember what we have previously remembered, and that changes each time we remember it. The story modifies a little bit. Neurosurgeons and brain scientists have studied memories for years, and this is what we have concluded, that it will change every time I revisit it from the time before. We alter it, we modify it, whether we make ourselves look better or make ourselves look worse. Again, that's going to be a function of the previous memories that we may have. So let's move into the four things that we will be talking about today. Surrender. This is something that never did I really understand until I started doing visioning. I had a completely different interpretation of it until I started doing visioning. So I define surrender as giving up control over any other person, thought, belief, opinion, or authority than that which I choose to explore myself. And I encourage you to consider surrender from the same standpoint. You're going to give up controlling, keeping that person, that place, that thought, that belief, that opinion, that authority away from us, compared to letting it in long enough to find out whether there's something there for us, whether there's value in it. Sometimes it is. And we can't really surrender unless we give up that control and keep that thing away from us. When we stop keeping it away from us, then in fact, we can experience what it is. Otherwise, we're just left with our memories of it. Eckhart Tolle wrote in Power of Now, when you surrender to what is, and so become fully present, the past ceases to have any power. The realm of being, which had been obscured by the mind, then opens up. It's like a doorway opens. And suddenly a great stillness arises without your effort, an unfathomable sense of peace. And within that peace, there's great joy. And within that joy, there is love. And at the innermost core, there is the sacred, the immeasurable, that which cannot be named. That space of surrender is what we get that experience from surrender as we really accomplish it. So what's next? Well, discovery. Discovery is dangerous territory for the ego. What I mean by that, it's dangerous territory for who we thought we were, who we think we are, and who we think we can become, because it challenges our previous beliefs about ourselves, about life, about people, about our relationship with all of it. And that is an ongoing reality. So to discover is to learn of the existence of, to realize something new. To discover, we must suspend what we think we know. Now, that's not necessarily easy, but that's where it starts. And then acceptance. To accept is to take, to have, or to receive willingly. And this is really important. And to agree to assume responsibility for it. To literally let it be. To accept is the same as to have. It is the same as to choose. It is the same as to let. And so we will really want to make sure we figure out what we really want to accept. It will change us. If we change what we accept, our experience will in fact change. That's just how it works. Visioning itself, this magnificent spiritual practice. When I was active in the ministry and doing the Sundays, everything, teaching 4 nights a week sometimes, interacting, counseling, writing, and what have you, but actively engaged in pulpit ministry, I would every single year on New Year's Eve, I would do a visioning for the successive year. I would look to see what my focus wants to be. That's the key question. What my focus wants to be, what wants to be done, if you will. And that gave me a chance to stay focused the whole year. So I would do that every single year. It helped me clear out a lot of the stuff that wasn't working in my ministry anyway. It helped me clear the space so I could think and see more clearly that which was in front of me and what I needed to do in order to succeed in this new vision. And I kept doing it and got into that process from the early 2000s until I retired in 2016, 17, whatever it was. So during that time period, I would play with visioning. After I had been out of the pulpit for about 2 years, I spent the time there in Salt Lake City and sharing with you guys and you guys sharing with me. That was a wonderful revisiting. And I realized after that year, I had not visioned for my retirement. For 4 years, I hadn't visioned on my retirement. I did it before I retired, but I hadn't done it since. So I was wondering why my energy was dropping. It's like my attention to detail in my world was not as inspired. I really had to pay attention, focus on certain things, deal with survival, and the bigger picture was missing. So, guess what I did? I started asking questions. I suspended what I thought I knew. I surrendered into this next possibility. I embraced it with all my might. I wanted to become the best me. I kept wanting to learn and grow, which I intend to do for the rest of my life. So I started visioning again, and all of a sudden it transformed that quick. It's important to realize what happens when we do that. Let's look at visioning itself. There are anywhere from up to 7 and even 9 questions that some people will ask about visioning. But I've learned a few things about visioning over the years. The 2 most important questions are, what is the highest vision, the highest ideal for whatever it is I want to put my attention on? Now, this is not limiting it, it's narrowing the field of focus. Because the fact of the matter is we're unlimited by our beliefs, aren't we? So it helps attend our focus. Number 2, is there anything else that wants to be known or realized? What else? These 2 questions give you the biggest view at your life so as to look for patterns and trends and tendencies up to this point in time, as well as desires that we may want to embrace in the future. So what the highest vision is, the highest ideal for whatever this is, it's really about inquiring within as to what wants to be done as me. Now, there are some fabulous assumptions that are very valuable in visioning. And one of those assumptions, as we go back to the questions, one of the assumptions is it's all God. And if it's all God, then there's no place God is not, right? I can be trusted as God. Now, that's a dangerous presumption or assumption as well. Most people are terrified about trusting themselves. It's just going to be running, or it's just going to be something that you have to learn how to do. Trusting yourself is not come easily. We were taught by people around us, authorities around us, that we could not be. We need laws to do the right thing, and so on and so forth. Trust yourself as God. Even when I think I don't know, and even when I don't think I can, I need to assume that there's a power and an intelligence within me that helps me to do and to know both. Even though I don't think I can, it's there for me to tap into and access anytime I should choose. So the next question I have for you is, do you dare to become your very best every day? Do you dare, could you dare to accept who you really are is as good and as valuable and most important instead of anything less? And do you dare to step into your greater yet to be? Do you have any idea what that is? Nathan W. Morris wrote, "Edit your life frequently and ruthlessly. It's your masterpiece after all." So how can you edit your life frequently and ruthlessly unless you live in the question of what is next? What's your next thing? What is the next thing for you to enjoy and to embrace? And you can only go in one direction at a time. So it's real important that you go in that direction instead of, well, you know how it is. We can get distracted now and again. There was a woman who went back to an optometry store, and the clerk said, "How can I help you today, madam?" And she said, "Well, I bought a pair of glasses for my husband last week, and they don't work. So I want to return them." He said, "Well, what seems to be the problem with them?" Well, so I've got these new glasses, and my husband still doesn't see things my way. So we can make our assumptions, and we can edit our life to make sure we are more in control of the people around us and less free, or we can edit our life frequently and ruthlessly to embrace more freedom, more creativity, more joy, more love, more abundance, etc. It's your masterpiece after all. So I think it's time for us to go upstairs and settle into that greater yet to be. In the science of mind, we call this spiritual mind treatment. It's really nothing more than affirmative prayer. And as I go into this, we will go into that space, and I invite you to let your words translate, interpret what my words may lead you to feel. So with that power, that presence, that intelligence that I call God, with it within me, with it surrounding me, with it as me, I now embrace a suspension of anything that has limited me beyond the points of my limitation at this point in time. And what I mean by that is that my limits I set, not other people. Any decisions I've made that limit my expression, I suspend. And I re-engage with the question to find out, what limits am I willing to embrace? The best thing to do is open more fully. So I open more fully. I let the divine in me as me express more fully. I let it grab onto that greater yet to be, and I step fully into it. It's not just theoretical at this point. I let the answers come, and the action naturally, effortlessly follows. So with great joy that comes, and one, this recognition, and two, the acceptance of the truth of it, and more importantly, three, in the acting accordingly, I rejoice. That joy fills me, that gratitude fills me. And so I move forward into my next greater expression. Living in the question, that's my choice. And I encourage and know this about everyone around me, that the safety of the power and intelligence of God exists for each. So I let it be. I truly embrace it. I accept it. I know it exists as so, and so it is. So, dear people, living in the question, do you dare? Bless you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Now is our time of conscious giving, which in our center is a spiritual practice, something we do for our own spiritual health and well-being. And although we're starting to come back in-person services, we are still have live streaming, and most of our congregants are still joining us from home. But we're still having expenses, and so we do appreciate your financial support, as always, and thank you for continuing to give, whether you're here in person or at home. Now I invite you to bring your gift into your mind and heart as together we claim and give thanks for the abundance that surrounds us. Join me in speaking our giving affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
Yay! Let's hear some more from Will Baxter and Mary Tibbs.
Speaking of great questions, this song asks, who you gonna be?
What is it you're after? What is it you choose? Serve up some laughter or consume the blues. How will you matter? How will you lose? Tell me, what is it you're after? What is it you choose? Take a deep breath and decide who you gonna be, how you gonna show out, how you gonna live, what you all about. You could grow a garden, you could plant a tree. You might need a pardon to be set free. You can't surrender, agree to disagree. You might be the problem, but you might be the key. Just take a deep breath and decide who you gonna be, how you gonna show out, how you gonna live, what you all about, who you gonna be, how you gonna show out, how you gonna live, what you all about.
show out? How you gonna live? What you all about?
Go find what you're after, share what you're about. Go make some laughter happen right out loud, and share a life that matters. Starting right now, go find what you're after, share what you're about. Take a deep breath and decide who you gonna be, how you gonna show out, how you gonna live. Tell me what you all about. Yeah. Who you gonna be, who you gonna be, how you gonna show out, how you gonna live. What you all about. What you all about.
Yeah. Mary Tibbs, everybody.
Will Baxter on the lead.
Exceptional. That was amazing. Who you gonna be? How you gonna show up? That's just awesome. Thank you. What a special day. Thanks so much for coming, everybody. You have a blessed week. Thank you, Donald Graves. All the years of service here. Certainly the minister we've had for the longest periods of time. Great teacher, too. Thank you, Reverend Donald. Thank you, Will and Mary. And thank you all for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Let's sing our closing song, written by Leslie Monroe. Together, we can change the world.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Humanity is calling to the ones who hear, whose vision is clear, where the veil of fear is falling, who pick up the pieces that are crashing down. The time is now for everyone to see this. The universe's symphony is about to begin. When we're gathered here as one and choosing in, together we can change the world. 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 We look on the bright side, it's an easy spin. And when we all join in, there's more joy in the joyride. The moment we remember, our hearts expand, and together we stand in the sweet surrender, side by side and arm in a fusion of one, like the colors of the rainbow in the light of the sun. Together we can change the world. 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 Together. Together. Together.